Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Day 4, WGL Summer 2019, $60,000 on the line. Yesterday, we decided the first 4 players to go into the top 8. Today, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, today's going to be a bit of a tragic day because we're going to have to, depart with from 4 of these players. Going to be starting off with LawLiet versus OC. OC especially had a tough time in his first match against Infi, unsurprisingly. I guess LawLiet, he had one of the hardest opponents in the first round against 1-2-0. He made it a close game, but there, had the loss then in the end as well. He's going to be the big favorite here, OC. I hope he gets the map. Anything else would be a massive surprise.
It is always the story of the Western players here in Shanghai at Gold League tournaments. Oftentimes, they are eliminated in the first round. We always have one star player, usually Foggy, of course, 6 times in a row. This time it's Happy, already making his way into the playoffs, but the others, always disappointing. It doesn't matter who we send, if it's Ruden or Orkworker or Hawk or Cash or whoever, they always lose in the lower bracket semifinal. Hawk even against TBC back then when we had high hopes. Can we break this curse finally, please?
It was close in the past. I know results is what matters in the end, but it was close, especially last time, for example, with Cash, previously with Hawk as well. With OC it being close, I would love to see it, man. I would love to see the American representation here strongly displayed, but OC, he is definitely the underdog.
We take a look into the studio. Here he is, representing Dust. This is the second appearance of OC. He was facing Infi in the winner bracket semifinal. He had a good showing. He survived longer than most expected. But in the end, he said, oh boy, never in my life did I get beaten so hard. Again, the tissue packages on the armrests to support his position a little. This is a Night Elf mirror. This is where his Huntress strategy is closest to the norm, I think. But he's up against a player who knows it all. Representing Newbie in South Korea, this is LawLiet.
One of the strongest Night Elves in the world. There was a bit of debate, I guess we can say, about his race choice here. Human was being rumored, but no, it is going to be Night Elf at the end of the day. What's he going to be playing against? OC style is the question. OC style usually is pretty predictable. Goes into Huntresses and then from LawLiet's own lips, around 40 supply is expecting an Ancient Protector push. So it seems like LawLiet did do his homework, actually was consulting with some of other Korean tier 2 players, let's say, to make sure he's not going to fall into any unnecessary pitfalls here and lose. If he was to lose here, that would not sit well with the fans.
That would be a disaster. I mean, we have 2 newbie players in the lower bracket already with Lin and him. One in the top 8 with 1-2-0, of course, but the aspiration of newbie is always aiming for top 2. Like, there's no debate about it. That is the all-star team that we have. One of the strongest Night Elf, one of the strongest Undead, and one of the strongest Orc with 1-2-0 Lin and LawLiet.
And as far as esports organization goes, this is like the biggest name in Warcraft. One of the big esports teams in the world with their Dota teams and whatever. Now, again, venturing into Warcraft, and they have high hopes, and they want to see more than just one player of theirs in the top 8.
Warcraft Gold League here in June 2019. We've been through 3 days. The winner bracket semifinals of A, B, C, and D were done this weekend. Yesterday, we had an awesome upper bracket finals, especially Moon versus Chimiko. Oh boy, was that a treat to watch. So yeah, who will survive the lower bracket? That is the question here. 8 players find themselves in it, and today we have the lower bracket round 1. Tomorrow we will determine the group stage, the round of 16, before we go into the finals of the round 8, starting Friday to Sunday. Today the schedule is OC versus LawLiet to start things off. Russia represented by MTW Cash. He's up against Colorful, the disappointment of the round of 16 maybe. Peru represented by Rage Hunter. He's up against Fly in an uphill battle, and yeah, kind of a surprise as well to see Lin as the most prominent name in the lower bracket. He will face the youngest talent in the scene with Life.
Could be a promising game, but only if Life steps up offline finally. But it's going to be the story for later on. Now we focus on this Night Elf mirror. The man from America. Can he make his home country proud? Yeah, one map, honestly, would be quite the achievement already. And I think he mentioned before that this is kind of what he's aiming for. And if he gets off to a good start, if these Huntresses of his find a critical mass, perhaps he can grab a map off of LawLiet.
Yeah, we see once again the injured arm by LawLiet. He also suffered from some mosquito bites this night, and I saw them, and they are looking quite nasty, to be honest. It was a very, very close winner bracket semifinal against 1-2-0. He took the first map, he got squashed on map 2, and then in game 3 it was basically 50-50, but 1-2-0 was just the better player in the end. Speaking of OC, he came here through the American qualifier, most likely the easiest qualifier of them all as second place, therefore OC had the lowest seed, but he defeated Hunter there to make it to Shanghai. LawLiet banning CH and Last Refuge, Amazonia, Echo Isles, and Twisted left, and we start on Twisted Meadows. A typical Huntress map.
And a map that we don't see too much in a lot of the matchups, especially humans will veto these this oftentimes, if not most of the time. But always an interesting map. The by far the base we have in the map pool can make for some interesting long macro games on multiple bases. But with OC especially, I doubt we're going to see that. We are expecting the Keeper. We are expecting the Huntresses. Can he maybe catch us all by surprise, including LawLiet, playing something else, playing with his image, which is so set in stone?
Look at these two players, man. OC calm as a rock, barely even moving before going into this. And LawLiet, is that a first sign of nervousness? It would be a shame if he loses this one. OC, the big underdog, can he win a map or even take out LawLiet? We see the first map, Twisted Meadows.
Huntress opening is what's going to be expected over here by OC. But how does LawLiet play against it? So he basically knows, okay, you're going to be doing level 1 Keeper Harass, you're going to be doing a Huntress opening, you're going to be pushing me later on with lots of hunts, but with low experience. What is the best way to play against this? LawLiet, a master of this craft, is excellent at finding the right strategy. We're going to be interested in how that is executed.
In the bottom right, from the US of A, we have Dust OC, LawLiet spawning in the upper right, and spawning positions are super important, maybe the most important spawning positions in all of Warcraft, because OC is spawning close to a mercenary camp. That could give him a lot of support in the early stages. LawLiet closer to the shop. That makes creeping a little harder, that makes access to mercs a little harder, and especially against Huntress, you really want that Shadow Priest for piercing damage and maybe even later the Berserker. LawLiet was trolling a lot with us in like talks we had with him. Oh, let me go Panda first or Alchemist first or whatever, but no, it's the standard hero. There is a lot on the line, and this is not the tournament for joke strategies, it's double Keeper.
And Panda or any other hero that is reliant on high levels is going to be map dependently viable. Here is not the case. LawLiet already felt the pain of early game Twisted Meadows against 1-2-0. There's just not a single safe camp you can take with an Ancient of War. So the safe opening is to not go Ancient of War creeping, which is what we're seeing from both these guys. It's going to be a mirrored build. It's going to be Huntresses on both sides. A good old Huntress versus Huntress battle. We used to see this sometimes here with Podem, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, these days are over since the rise of the Keeper for sure. Double Engine of War for LawLiet. If this is the same build and both players play the same, then LawLiet should certainly be the favorite in a head-to-head battle because of better micro and usually because of better macro. But can OC somehow surprise him by... Well, actually the first surprise, he's not going creeping, he's going harassing immediately. This is what we can expect. Looking for an Engine of War maybe close to the Goblin, but nope, not possible. Double Engine of War by OC as well, and LawLiet is mirroring OC's build a little. It's no Entangle, which is usually OC's skill of choice, but the Wisps here, there we go. Entangle number 1, that should be the first kill, but Treants in OC's base.
But I wonder about this Entangle first. Is this the right choice? Like, if LawLiet pulls back his Wisps, he could only reach the single one. That's exactly what he does. Okay, one actually comes out of the building, but he doesn't see it in time. Can't get the next Entangle over here. Whereas more and more Treants can be getting spawned, and this is very annoying to deal with now for OC.
OC building proxy Moonwells across this map because, of course, this Keeper and the Treants can kill buildings in progress rather fast, and we see it here in the bottom left of OC's map. So he is supply stuck already, and that's pretty devastating. You build the double Engine of War to get mass as fast as possible. If you don't have Moonwells. That's not possible at all. And here is an Ancient Protector by LawLiet.
LawLiet showing up in the shape that we are expecting. He is already dominating this game. Perhaps dominating too big of a word, but he is dictating what's going on here. He is setting the pace, and we're not even 4 minutes in. I believe there's a tech behind all of this for LawLiet, so if he gets... no, there's not actually. It's just mass hunts on both sides on one base, with an AP soon to be finished. And APs, perhaps not necessarily the very best towers in the game, but certainly very good against Huntress.
Super important for OC to see this. He's still struggling with level 2, so no Treants to support this. He did lose one Wisp more, I guess, than his opponent. OC has to do a lot of right clicks here now. It's not enough. The Ancient Protector is safe, and with that, here's a lot of piercing damage.
LawLiet could have decided to cancel this one, but lets it come through. Now it's going to eat up some more trees and heal up again on the AP.
OC immediately transitioning into long-range siege units to have a weapon against this tower. This is going to be glaive throwers. We've seen that a lot in Night Elf Mirror in the past. Nice Shadow Meld, and this Entangle will get the kill here. At the moment, 4 Hunters for OC, but that must mean that LawLiet is teching, I'm pretty sure.
Just a moment ago he was not, but he may have started now, but LawLiet himself is on 2 Ancients of War as well. Was doing a good job here, delaying the entangling for a long time, standing right on top of the AP. But this AP is actually doing a lot of damage.
Yeah. 2 Hunters super hurt and killed now. Oh boy.
Oh,
now the
man.
glaive thrower finally dealing with this, and OC rising up to level 2. So he has a decent level advantage now, as LawLiet lost Hunters as well. Also the AP, that was a bit investment, and he's not teching.
Just more and more hunts.
So OC in a straight up 8-click battle, of course, wins this now, with siege damage being super effective against Huntress, but that's not gonna happen. LawLiet will try to summon Treants if he has more mana, and then attack them without being hurt too much.
Yeah, and Merc camps here, as we move toward the mid game, become very important. To have a Dispel against the Entangle can be very, very helpful. But we have not any of them being crept just yet. Of course, both players are at each other's throats, and it's not that easy to creep, even with 1 or 2 Treants.
That Keeper maybe in a surround. Oh, LawLiet would love to have Entangle now. Nice way of dodging this surround attempt by OC. And now we have this straight up battle, but without the glaives. Where are they?
One at least there is, must be standing still in the main. And there we have it. Also upgrades, of course, in this Huntress battle, very important. Didn't quite see it there. Reveal coming out from the lab, so the surround should lead to a kill, but LawLiet giving up one of his own Huntresses for this. Even has to invest another scan, so that's another 100 gold, or a total of 100 gold. But the level 2, and with that now the Entangle, and this should be the next kill on another Huntress.
Oh boy, yeah, that Entangle was great. Killing another unit here is LawLiet. OC at 31 supply. Still, Moon Juice is almost empty, and it turns daytime. That's pretty bad for the American here.
Yeah.
LawLiet a little late with the Moonwell, so he can't go into 50 supply at the moment, but he's queuing in an upgrade, which is also nice. Not the biggest of deals to forget about the 4th Moonwell.
Yeah, and the juice, the Moon Juice, is filled to the brim for LawLiet. He has been trading so favorably here so far in this game. Oh, he had the Wisp ready. OC did against the Entangle. That was pretty nice. But it's 4 hunts against 7 hunts right now. It's just not going to happen. 8 Huntresses now for LawLiet.
But don't forget about the glaive throw in the main. Oh, he's blocking himself a little. LawLiet trying to get in front for the body block. OC maybe saving his Keeper there. That was important. Now he has the siege damage in addition to the Huntress. Can the glaive thrower save him?
Good damage here, but still only the single glaive, and LawLiet is going to back away from the main, respecting the defense potential, the defensive advantage. Teching now instead with upgrades still coming in. OC, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna tech? Oh, he actually started teching already, if I see that right.
Yeah.
Going to tier 2 himself. Still struggling with the Moon Juice though.
That's okay. He gets a little bit of time, and as it was in the game against Infi, he survives longer than most people expected, I guess. We're closing in on the 10-minute mark, or we broke the 8-minute mark now. And the first 2 pushes for LawLiet didn't work. Experience-wise, it's still the same. LawLiet now with a big pickup, though. Oh, he used the heal scroll already. That was quick. I thought he would save it for attack, maybe. Now, OC turns it around. He's the aggressor, but there's a lot of mana for this Keeper of the Grove, and Moon Juice is full. I'm not too sure if that's the right idea.
Yeah, OC can take a fight here. He's also got the level 2 disadvantage now against the level 3, so it's super easy to find these kills with the level 2 entangle.
Ooh, opens it up again. Was kind of a sweep around, but everything is being attacked, and there's so much AoE. More blocks, maybe? No, just getting the kill with entangle, and a double kill for LawLiet once again. So much routine in these fights.
Yeah, level 2 entangle is a massive advantage over here. He needed to bring these glaives if he wanted to have any chance. But once he has 4 glaives, plus the second attack upgrade, plus Warple Blades, they are extremely good against Huntresses.
Yeah, OC is expecting LawLiet to push again, and for that he's preparing hard with the glaives and the AP even. Will that be the case? Then he has the advantage of instant reinforcements and everything that he put into defense already. Oh, but his Keeper is separated from the main army and his base. LawLiet with good vision here, by the way, with the owls in the trees. And now close to Merc access.
Would love to pick up a Scroll of the Beast here. That would be an insane find from this Rock Golem. OC trying to harass this, trying to get some free pot shots in from the back as long as LawLiet is busy with the creeps. Finding greater invul. Not very likely to find a good usage for that one. But this is a good position. Behind the tree line now with the glaives. LawLiet can't really engage into this.
And LawLiet was forced, well, not forced, but decided to use the Scroll of Protection. So 2 big consumables already gone. With the knowledge that OC is defending so hard, shouldn't he go for an expansion right now?
Yeah, I think that would be the best play as well. Like, this is a
Blades.
nightmare position to fight into. There's an AP here. It's defensively fortified. There's glaive throwers. You can't break this. You can't break this with Huntresses at least.
I guess there's an expansion for OC though. At the 6 o'clock position. And OC is getting the Mercs.
Front line though for OC is looking a little slim. Only 3 Huntresses, all of them injured. As long as glaives are protected, they're really good against Huntresses. But if they're not protected well enough and Huntresses just run on top of them, they will get sniped down and their damage potential cannot be realized. Final level 3 here for the Keeper for OC as well. He needed that badly.
Still a level advantage for LawLiet, who's rising up to level 4. But okay, OC is catching up, and creeping goes rather fast with the glaive throwers now. Heal scroll again for LawLiet. OC doesn't care really about this consumables, and he's making 1 step out of his base, and guess what directions LawLiet is heading for?
In a base race, of course, the glaives will have a massive advantage. LawLiet, does he have the read where his opponent is? He hasn't seen him in a while. It's nighttime now. There should be Ultra Vision. Yeah, he does have Ultra Vision. The archers in the main. Nice. You see the glaives. And it's important to deal with these quickly. Otherwise, your buildings die instantly.
I love how he takes out the Moonwell fast. LawLiet now stuck at 50 supply. And if he loses units, he can't even reproduce them. Second Moonwell down. Is he straight up aiming for the tree? LawLiet is coming in. Lots of losses for the Korean. Here the Treants now. And I think OC should immediately TP out. But he's a little greedy. Trying to aim for the next Moonwell. Here we go. How many losses on OC side? Gets the next building. And he's still at 43 supply. That was a good guerrilla dive into that base. LawLiet has to invest 560 gold into Moonwells now.
Yeah, tremendous trade. 1 glaive was lost, but that's okay. Got all those Moonwells, got 2 archers as well. And, well, bought time for himself. Not that that is doing too much for him, not like he has an expansion or many upgrades coming or a tech, but still a good trade after all.
I would love to see a Zeppelin by OC now. Of course he needs to creep the laboratory for that, but he can do so much damage with a glaive thrower drop. And it would be kind of a funny story because LawLiet was absolutely mimicking OC's strategy here in the early stages of the game. And who is better with the Zeppelin drops against main buildings than LawLiet? I don't think there is anyone.
Yeah, we've been seeing not too many of these Zeppelin drops at all. But still not being attempted. Lab still not being crept. LawLiet still positioning himself. Doesn't want to get blindsided like he was just a moment ago. Doesn't want to lose so many buildings in the main again. Glaive throwers, plenty of damage, but very low movement speed, so you can catch him in the middle of the map. Looks like that's what LawLiet is looking for right here. The backstab.
OC has a TP, so he might be able to get out after a little damage from these glaives. Vorpal Blades, by the way, upgraded by now. Detonates against the Keeper. LawLiet's trying to flank from everywhere, and this is the second TP in no time. But the glaive's still able to do damage. There's 200's about to fall, but I think LawLiet saved everything here. Into Shadow Melt, for example.
100 died,
okay,
as well as 1 glaive. I think that was the total kill count, along with a TP, of course, having to be used there as well.
Man, Robert Corners again doing a good job. Next Engine of War coming, apparently. Or I just uprooted it for creeping or something, or to get out of the base.
By the way, these owls, these sentinels are really helpful here to see these attempted run-bys by OC into the main. Always granting vision. You can, of course, get rid of the sentinels by attacking the trees with those glaives, but still, the information is going to be given.
LawLiet knows that OC has no anti-air, and that's going to be a problem in a bit. Engine of Wind is up. He's going archers and hippos and combines them fusion time into hippo riders. And also, always between these fights, LawLiet finds the time to creep, and this results in a 2-level advantage. Sells the boots and gets another scroll protection for that. This time, no TP anymore for OC. He's just faking another push into the base, forcing 350 gold out of the Korean, who's breaking upkeep now. So that TP was basically for nothing, and it kind of hurt.
Yeah, but he wanted to make sure he didn't exactly know where the opponent's army was there. Didn't want to lose so many buildings, so many Moonwells once again. Okay, OC gearing up for a big fight here. Double scrolls for him.
Ooh, these hunts, everything is in Shadow Melt. This could surprise him. Not revealing them now.
Oh, man. Oh, the ambush!
Oh no, this is gonna be so bad for the glaives, and they reveal themselves. Attacks out of the shadows. Scroll protection used on everything. A few glaives are hurt. How many glaives can he? Oh no, he can't save a single one, I guess, as the hunters are of course falling to this, but in the air, LawLiet is so dominant, and now OC in trouble with his Keeper of the Grove. Invo Potion first. Can he somehow stand his ground here? Doesn't seem like it. He's dropping hard in supply. Invo Potion is over, and this must be the TP in a second. Scroll Protection is doing wonders for him. Also LawLiet down to 46. He was in above 50 supply.
Keeper was dropping too low, though. He has to TP out, and the glaives were, I think, all taken out after that, or even before that. There's just no anti-air. Hippo Riders don't do the most damage, but if they can't get taken out over time, they will do enough damage. And now OC
going into archers. That is an easy and fast transition. So in a second, he will have an answer to this Hippo Rider play. What's LawLiet's next step, though? He must know that there's an archer transition coming. So is he going back to hunters? Is he doing something else? Or is he just trying to end this game now, before the archers are out?
Of course, he has Treants already. Treants are pretty good against Huntresses if you can manually micro them onto them if they have Nature's Blessing, which they certainly should at this point. LawLiet now looking for the creep jack at the laboratory. OC was considering going for that camp, but didn't. Coming back to the main, wants to defend now. Doesn't have the glaives anymore to be hidden behind the Ancients of War for perfect defensive positioning.
There's still quite some range attack with these archers. He's kind of low on gold and lumber here at the moment. And this should result in more map domination for LawLiet, but he's already level 5.5, so creeping doesn't do too much. But it's getting annoying now. The Hippo Riders, you can see the blue dots on the minimap running into or flying into the main to pick up some wisps. And there's already a little misbalance. Oh no, the Keeper caught off guard in an entangle. 5 units around and no TP. He has to fight out, but that is working. But that was again the usage of the potion, and there seems to be no way out for OC, or is there? Oh! The Hippo Rider unloads around. Water play from the Korean, one for the gallery, and now he has to fight against the level 6 Keeper without a hero on its own. Tranquility should be unlocked, and OC's units are falling. GG, what a play by LawLiet.
He's smiling at that one himself. 100% are we going to see that tomorrow in the top 5 plays. That was pretty cool. I was like, why is he not attacking? He just has to right click, then he's got the kill. But the unload was definitely a little bit cooler. OC though.
Yeah, respect for that as well. Like, damn son, that was
nice
pretty
move.
damn good.
Held his own though for a long time in that game. Looked like almost he had the advantage. Seemed like he had the counter lined up against the mass hunters, the super one-dimensional army that LawLiet had for a long time. He got the time to go to tier 2, to go to the glaives, which are so good against the hunts. But then again, LawLiet didn't die to the glaive throws, repelled it well enough until he had the hippo riders, the counter to the counter. And LawLiet making use of his great wealth of experience here. But he was struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think OC's game didn't start off well. The Entangle got 2 Wisp, that's okay. But the Tree and Harass just worked out better,
Yeah.
I think, for LawLiet. There were Moonwells cancelled. He had to build one Moonwell proxy that he could never use for healing, for example. So there was one useless Moonwell. So yeah, here we see LawLiet and his vision. Like, where is he watching on the screen?
And this was the other cool play. This Shadow Meld usage. He's baiting with the Keeper. He wants him to come in, and then it's going to be the ambush from the Invis Huntresses. You have to get on top of the glaives, and if you do that, then they're kind of neutralized.
Indeed. OC. That smirk. And yeah, the second play by LawLiet. He wanted to be in those highlight reels, I think. That's for sure. And
boom!
Boom! Blocks him, surrounds him.
Damn. That reminds me of good old Gargoyle Stoneform surrounds from way back in the day.
Shout out Mad Frog, the greatest undead of all time, obviously. But yeah, what I wanted to say before we saw this little highlight reel. OC had a rough start, but he came back pretty fast. Like, especially the glaive thrower transition was nice. Like, having this first one against the AP helped him a lot, because that shut down basically every opportunity for LawLiet to push later, especially with that engine protector of his own in the base. And then he found, like, it was not that he was turtling all the time to prolong the game, but he found a nice little push into LawLiet's base as well by killing 3 Moonwells. That was great, man. And
yep.
I think the Observer, and I saw it in chat as well, everyone was hoping for a Zappun and the drop to keep up that aggressive momentum and to dodge fights, because in direct fights LawLiet is just better. But if he dodges him and finds these ambushes that LawLiet might be not expecting, there was a chance. Maybe he can find those solutions now.
Yeah, we'll see. Once again, showing up better than we would have thought, perhaps. And now, map number 2. Is it going to be the same again? Are we going to have the Huntresses again? Seems like LawLiet is ready for the most part. Like that one slip where once he let the glaives into his main, that was kind of the one mistake, I guess, by LawLiet. But made up for it with some beautiful plays for the highlight reels.
OC about to be eliminated. If he loses one more map, he goes home. Echo Isles could be the last one. OC fighting for survival. LawLiet pushing into the lower bracket final.
Looks like LawLiet is jamming out to some nice tunes over here. As we know, there's probably number 1 Lovelies he's listening to right now. On Echo Isles, we are now next. Map number 2. Twisted Meadows is a map where creeping is very difficult. Too difficult and dangerous oftentimes to even attempt, especially if your opponent is going to be aggressive, which OC most certainly is going to be. But LawLiet here now is going for the Ancient of War creep. At the risky camp. If he does it at the green, there's no danger. But he's going to the Merc camp. But he must know that there's a Keeper coming over. I don't know, dude. This looks a little risky to me.
Yeah, OC known for his early aggression. Sometimes he plays Panda and stuff like that. So a variety of first heroes. But if you go for a Tavern hero, you spawn him in the middle of the map and you can still harass this spot. So what's it gonna be? Is it a Keeper? Yes, it is, for LawLiet. I expect something else. No, it's a Keeper as well, with this Engine of War by OC in LawLiet's base. A little Sonic-esque.
That's pretty cool. Ancient of War is going to be annoying in the main, tough to deal with. And then there's going to be the Ancient of War in the main base and potentially the opposing Keeper at the Merc camp. So 2 things to keep track of for LawLiet. Already, this early game shaping up to be pretty stressful for the Korean. Moonwell way in the back. How's he going to deal with his Ancient of War now? Perhaps summon Treants right there with his own Keeper and then move south? If he plays it safe, he's just going to delay this creep of the Merc camp for a little bit and deal with the Ancient of War first. But I feel like LawLiet wants to do both at the same time.
I feel so too, proving his strength here. But yeah, Keeper of OC will be running, and there's almost no defense in that base for LawLiet. But on the other side, there's no production for OC at all. He's not going double Engine of War to send archers after his Keeper. So he has to do this with his first hero pretty much alone.
So the Agent of War actually not getting dealt with at all. It's going to start laying into these Moonwells, but of course going to take a while before that one does fall. And we have the first Shadow Priest already, which is so strong against the Keeper. It's probably not a good idea to go Entangle first now, is it?
No, will be dispelled immediately, and we do see Treants. So that's a lot of normal damage. Is it just... Oh, that dispel was nice. Costs a Wisp, of course.
Yep. 2 Wisps, in fact. There was double detonate to get rid of him immediately. Oh, the juggling there. A little overambitious. Is he going to surround him with Wisps now? Oh my god, he almost got it.
Ooh, that block from the Shadow Priest coming out a little late too. Will there be more Treants from OC? He kind of needs them. Not too much surface area on that Moonwell, so he can't attack too much. Oh, this Engine of War in rough shape already. LawLiet summoning more Treants to deal with it. And it's just detonating against OCs. So this is the third Engine of War that he builds in this game. Didn't do too much, to be honest. Was just too much dispel.
Not at all, honestly. Like, I'm amazed at how solid this defense is by LawLiet. Like, not breaking a sweat, knowing exactly how much the Agent of War can do early on. Which is not much. That was not much of a threat at all. Wisely putting the next creating Moonwell, the second one, in the back so the Agent of War could cancel this. And now, he's probably going to force a TP right here. He's got another Entangle.
Yeah, OC maybe getting the first experience here. He has that already, so the first Wisp is down, but he doesn't want to lose the Berserker. It's so close!
Oh, that hurts. That is
massive
so
loss.
painful psychologically. Like, you're TPing out to save the Berserker, and it doesn't even save him.
OC is laughing and shaking his head in disbelief, like, oh boy. All my ideas are not working out. It's like running into a wall.
Yeah, LawLiet is displaying how much experience here I think he has in this matchup. He has the right answer to everything. He is not getting caught off guard.
Oh, is this creep working now? I think the
troll
is blocking, so the second Treant can't help with this.
Not much is working out so far here in the second map for OC. As he, however, at least is getting up these Huntress' numbers. Finally. But LawLiet's going to be level 3. He's going to have a 2-level advantage in this Night of Mirror.
Well, the item is blocked now as well. Can't click it. Or can he? Can't reach. Has to get the troll first.
Yes,
dude. Almost costing more. No, we can't get the item now. Oh boy, the Trapper is still blocking it.
Oh my god!
What a disaster! The AI is working against him, and now here comes LawLiet. No TP for OC. If he sees, no, the creeps are surrounding him there. OC trying to get out. Can he reach for an entangled duration? No, that was a nice block by OC to keep the Keeper away from his own first hero. But man, more losses, more experience for LawLiet.
Oh boy. Okay, at least only one Huntress dies. That could have been worse. But man, this is... it's looking rough, man.
And it was the Scroll of the Beast. At least he got that. It might help a little in the next defense. We have double Engine of War Huntresses again. But these levels... That's
Poor
a problem.
OC. Nothing is working out this game. So far. But it's not over. Actually, if we get to 50 versus 50 mass hunts, a Scroll of the Beast is like insane. So there is still hope. It's not over yet. But LawLiet's going to be level 4 after this camp, but with that still 2 levels ahead of the opponent. OC needs to get level 3. He's going to get plenty of experience from this camp. I don't believe it's quite enough, but he's going to be close at least to have his own level 3.
Yeah, he needs to creep as much as possible now to somehow catch up with that experience, but LawLiet is not over-pressuring or anything. He just plays it safe, gets shop control now, Ring of Regeneration for OC. Lots of armor on the Keeper, so hero focus is going to be hard as well. But yeah, the heal scrolls and protection scrolls for LawLiet will be another key now.
They become available upon daytime. Both players want to be at the Merchant once the sun rises again. Rings sold, sentry wards picked up. And Keeper, is remaining behind for LawLiet at the shop. Is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Staff of Teleportation.
So he can join up with the Huntress again very quickly.
And get out of entangles in case OC finds him here. Good preparation for this.
Are under attack.
Okay, Staff. Is OC coming in? Entangle! Oh, too late.
If he had done it right away, may not even have been fast enough because of the long cast point, but could have tried. Close of attack, Keeper 4.5, and we're moving towards the main. So, which scroll is going to be better is the question. Scroll of Healing plus Scroll of Protection, or Scroll of the Beast?
I wonder if LawLiet has Wisps with him. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Moonwell's looking okay, but production is under attack. Wisp need to repair now. Of course, they take damage. Shadow Priest is still in here.
1-0 upgrades for OC.
1-1 for LawLiet, at least in the works.
Player's forces are under
So Engine of War again down. Production again cut in half. 10 supply difference. Scroll Protection comes in. No Wisp for LawLiet. I wonder when OC is triggering the Scroll of the Beast. There we go. 25% damage boost. If he survives this, then just because of this item aiming for a surround. And Tangle Staff must be on cooldown. It is. This is the town portal, or must be the town portal for LawLiet. And he gets out, and OC survives.
Using that town portal rather late, wanted to get one more Huntress kill, which means he needs more Moon Juice to recover. But that's okay, the Moon Juice is actually looking really good. Making use, however, now of most of it. So now LawLiet himself pretty low. Scroll of the Beast still running for a little bit. As long as that is the case, map control lies with the American. But it's only going to be a couple more seconds, and then LawLiet wants to strike again.
Yeah, this
As we can see there.
is blinking, so that's going to be when it's over. And OC only had this one Engine of War now after this fight, so only one single Huntress at a time can reproduce. Now he has the second one. But he's not spending his gold. He's almost at 500.
LawLiet bought the Scroll of the Beast.
Oh, wow. At the marketplace. That's expensive.
400 gold, but an amazing item in this matchup. They need to be wisps now.
He's bringing him in already against the Treants. This detonate didn't hurt. This one was better. But we have a level 5 versus level 3. And a Scroll of the Beast. This on paper is unwinnable for OC.
Needs to bring the Wisps immediately, right now. We have the APs coming up for LawLiet as well. It doesn't even look like he may need them. Entangle, focus, there is a TP still. Doesn't use it though, wouldn't have helped probably. Anyways, GG, well played. And LawLiet takes the victory they were all expecting.
OC says goodbye to Shanghai, and LawLiet says hello to Infi. The match, the lower bracket final in Group A, could be a grand final, as it's two masters of their respective races facing each other tomorrow for the top 8. But yeah, OC showed in 3 out of 4 maps a pretty good performance, I would say. Nobody expected him to take a map, even in the group of death. Those are like 1-2-0, a former world champion, Infi, a former world champion, LawLiet, one of the best Night Elves in the world, and then it's OC from the weakest region that the world has to offer. Still, good showing, no real big mistakes. I mean, on Echo, yeah, nothing really worked for him, but still no simple mistakes, no embarrassment. It's just all of his opponents were 2 tiers above him.
Yeah, that group especially was super tough for him. If he had been in Group B or Group C, he can take a map. He can perhaps, if he plays out of his mind, even win a series perhaps, but in that group, super tough. But what he showed was, hey, he is not completely without chances. If he keeps on practicing, if he keeps on improving, maybe next time we are going to see him take a map. We are going to see him take a series. And he said that he is going to be trying to play in the future seasons of WGL as well. This is not going to be his only attempt to make it here to Shanghai. But yeah, he still has a ways to go.
If you want to learn more about OC, we have an interview up with him on our YouTube. You can find it in the WGL or player interview playlist. What's next for LawLiet now? He is not facing 1-2-0. It's not going to be a rematch, but the old battle of newbie versus rogue warriors. This is going to be freaking exciting, man.
For tomorrow. It's going to be a hype game.
Yeah.
This is going to be really, really cool. We both were kind of lobbying for the Warden. We're like, come on, dude, play the Warden. Play the Warden. LawLiet is always a guy who talks about balance like the entire Warcraft community a lot, but he does so jokingly. But at the moment, as far as he is concerned, doesn't seem like he's too confident in this matchup currently with his practice that he's had against Human.
Well, he's very confident against everyone but TH and Infi. So they are the exception, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if you look at Human on the highest level, it's those two. If you look at it on the highest level, like, you know.
But he has no problem
1-0
with like
happy.
Sok or Tomiko.
True, but it's not the same kind of Human, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He is working hard. He was practicing tonight until like 4:30 a.m. already preparing a little bit for Infi, as he expected to beat OC, as we all were, to be honest. So hopefully that will pay off. And tomorrow, Iceman versus LawLiet. Ooh, this is gonna be super duper hype. We have 3 more lower bracket semifinals for you, 2 with Western participation. Next is Cash versus Colorful. And the chances for the Russian are quite a bit better there, I think. Colorful was pretty disappointing in his first round match. And Cash, pretty good on one map. Again, we have to say goodbye to a Western with 0-4, and that could be the case 2 times more here. But everyone feels that Cash, of all 3 Western players today, has the best odds.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Colorful, as you correctly pointed out, was definitely disappointing there in his first match, but it was against TH. Like, who amongst these players really shines against TH? Not too many of them. Perhaps also a psychological thing for him. I think this actually, our next match, is going to be a pretty exciting one. How does Cash show up? How does Colorful show up? Also a question here, which race is Cash playing? That could be a question, it's actually already been answered. But here in the qualifiers to get here to WGL, when he was playing against Foggy, he switched to Human, which is why especially we were thinking we might see him picking the Human Alliance here again. But no, that's not the case. He is going to be sticking with Orc, and Colorful, of course, with Nido.
Yeah, that everything else would be a big surprise. I have never seen him off racing, to be honest.
No, Colorful, no. So it's going to be relying on the Blade Master once again. I wonder how well does he play this newer style of Orc. We see him sometimes Cash in qualifiers or in the Sam Cup we did, but usually Orcs do still require a specific answer to the Night Elf playstyle. Colorful probably going to be going for the tried and true. And yeah, I think we were both surprised when we heard that he was going to be playing Orc.
Yeah, I mean, Colorful was one of the the Orc killers in older patches, but those days are over. We'll go into that once Cash versus Colorful starts. That thing has changed. The interview is not over, as it seems. We will try to get a word from both OC and LawLiet on our Instagram. Take a look there.